Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's game 3 of a best of 3 here between HyperGlory Team and Newbee here in the G League 2014. Just casting for fun here, trying to get my mic set up. So thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the games. So this third one, it could be quite interesting. We've had Stomp from HGT in game 1. Newbee followed it up with a Stomp from game 2. And now it's down to the line. Which team can really show us what they've got and show that they are the better squad here? So far, it's fairly even picks again. This is the third time that Moo will be playing that Leshrac on the side of Newbee. And meanwhile, HyperGlory Team have picked up a Tusk first pick, which worked out very well for them in the game 1. And they'll pick up a Gyrocopter for ZSMJ, I imagine. Meanwhile, Newbee will pick up the Darkseer. It's been banned multiple... I think in both previous games that was banned. So they'll get their hands on that for June in the offlane. And Witch Doctor will be the choice, probably for Sansheng. HyperGlory Team, though, they'll go for a Dragon Knight for air in the mid lane. And, well, I'm beginning to feel like HyperGlory Team might want to go early game. What a surprise, folks. What a surprise. So, Dragon Knight, early tank, pushing down those towers. He can be the front liner while Gyrocopter deals with the damage that battery assault. He's a great combo with Tusk, who can snowball the Gyrocopter up there and bring him into the fight for those really, really close rocket barrages on one person. Just massive damage can be done there. And well, we'll see what Newbee can do to respond. They've banned out, again, the Undying, the Viper. We've seen this before. Oh, they'll pick up a Winter Wyvern. Really, really good choice here against the Tusk Gyrocopter combo. They can just protect that one person and make the burst initiation that HyperGlory Team can bring to the table just a little more interesting out of them. This is not a pickup that I've seen played that often, really. Still very new to the game, just released into competitive recently, and have seen him play to some absolutely fantastic effect by especially Saniko on Navi in the TI5 qualifiers, but also seen it do pretty much nothing. So we'll see what Newbee can pull out with this game. In general, though, I like the pick, especially against what HGT are bringing to the table. And they're now taking their time with this next couple picks here. Not sure what they want to go for. If it's push, I mean, Chen is still in the pool. That could be a nice pickup here. A really good combo with the Dragon Knight. It is a little all-in, but at the same time, Newbee doesn't really have that much late game going on right now. Darkseer, Lesh, they're decent team fight late, but it would basically be only one physical core for Newbee. So maybe HyperGlory Team are okay pushing this early. I think a Chen might be a really good pickup for them here. I imagine they're probably thinking about it pretty seriously. But then, they'll go for a Rubik. So another good combo with the Tusk. You've got that lift to come out as follow-up control after the snowball in, letting Gyrocopter do his damage. And there's some pretty good spells to steal this game. I mean, Lesh has a bunch, Witch Doctor has a bunch. All of these heroes have multiple great spells for a Rubik this game. So if he can get his hands on a Blink and maybe if he's really lucky an Aghanim Scepter, we could see some pretty delicious plays from him.
Reserve time.
And that'll be, I believe, Pretty Haw's hero. Yeah, Kaka played the Tusk last time, so. And Bristleback banned out. What do Newbee want to take away? They'll take away the Ancient Apparition. So they're anticipating a Tusk offlane here. We'll see if that's what HGT want to run. I mean, we saw Tusk work just fine as a support in that last game, and I tend to feel like it's less of a risk playing him as a support rather than an offlane. You know, as an offlane, if he doesn't get that much, it's not the end of the world if he's a support, but if he's an offlane, you expect him to be contributing a little bit more to what the team can bring to the table. So,
Alchemist.
Okay, there's your late game carry.
All the wrong choices.
Wow. Okay, so this is an incredibly risky play from Newbee. They're going to rely on the Alch to farm up a Storm, get his team. I mean, if he can give Witch Doctor and Aghanim Scepter at the 20-minute mark, or Leshrac, like Leshrac is a decent Aghanim Scepter holder as well. Actually, so is Darkseer. I mean,
10 seconds.
This could be good at the same time. I'm not sure it's what you want against the aggression coming out from HyperGlory Team. I mean, Alchemist has the acid spray, and I mean you've got
Reserve time.
Leshrac with the lightning spam, Winter Wyvern with the ice shards or whatever it's called, splinter blast. But I mean, they don't have tremendous amounts of wave clear, and you're really with that alchemist pick relying on the game going longer than I'd say 30 minutes, because I don't think Newbee have what it takes to win before that point. HyperGlory Team, what are they going to go for here? I mean, I'm sure they're probably tempted right about now to just go for an all-in on the push here. Just because seeing that alchemist, it's really tempting to just say, you know what, he's going to be AFK farming for the first 20 minutes. If we get aggressive, if we get pick-off heroes, if we can just shut them down, then we've got this. So, I mean, Shen is still in the pool. Tusk be runners in offlane. They'll go for a Phoenix. Okay, I like that a lot. So, you've got Dragon Knight and Gyro to pressure the tower, and then Phoenix, if there's any counter initiation, he can jump in with that egg. Tusk can jump in with a snowball to protect his cores, and all of a sudden you've got a team fight on your hands, and Newbee basically have to run away if they can't. Although it's interesting, you know, that they pick Phoenix into an Alk. Alk's one of those heroes who by himself can obliterate that egg, even at level 16, if he's got the right items for it. So, could be a bit risky coming out from HGT. We'll see what he can do with it. In the early game, I think a lot of this is going to come down to the first 10-15 minutes. I mean, as we've seen from these teams before, if one of them gets off to a good start, then I'm not going to go ahead and say it's a foregone conclusion, but if HGT get a good start, I don't give a lot for Newbee's chances. At the same time, I mean, if you're Newbee and you get off to a good start, you can't discount the late game that HGT can bring to the table with a Dragon Knight and a Gyrocopter, and Rubik, another very, very good scaling support. But, well, with that said, we're to the game. Let's see what these teams can show us for a Game 3. Hopefully it's maybe a little more even than the last two have been. And we'll go ahead and introduce the teams as we got a bit of a pause here. On the Radiant side, it'll be Newbee, Rabbit taking that. Oh, Rabbit's on the Lesh this time. I wonder if we'll be taking that mid. Or it might be Moo mid on the Alchemist, running that mid-alch that we've seen many times before. June is going to be going off lane on the Darkseer. That leaves Banana on the Witch Doctor. And finally, Sansheng will be playing that Winter Wyvern as soon as he loads into the game. On the side of the Dire, it's Air playing the Dragon Knight mid. ZSMJ taking the Gyrocopter to the safe lane. It'll be XTT playing the Phoenix in the off lane. Kaka will be reprising his role from Game 1 on the Tusk. And that leaves Rubik being played by a player that plays Rubik that I'm blanking the name on right now. And I can't read his name. Pretty Ha, of course. Pretty Ha on the Rubik. So, looks like Tusk is back in. We're good to go. Let's see how these players want to position themselves for the early game. I imagine we'll be seeing pretty standard lanes from both sides. Neither side can really put up a whole lot of aggression, although HGT maybe could. But Phoenix not really the best tri-lane hero, I don't think. I guess if you land the Fire Spirits, you can do a decent amount of damage, but looks like it might be dual lanes for now, at least. As Kaka is accompanying XTT to the offlane. Meanwhile, your Radiant side looks like the pressure is going to be on this top rune area, and, well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Moo is their mid player, so it might be him going mid, but at the same time, Lesh is just so good mid, and especially against the Dragon Knight, he'll have a pretty decent time. So they may have just given the Alch to Moo because maybe he plays it a lot, or has played it a lot in the past. It used to be one of those absolute core heroes in the Chinese scene just a couple years ago. So might be matter of familiarity, but we'll see how they want to lane this in just a couple minutes. HGT, 3 down to the bottom rune. They're looking to make sure they secure this, and it'll be no contest. Newbee all surrounding at the top rune, and a couple HGT heroes nearby, but they're not going to be able to do anything with this. As Alk goes for that 400 gold bounty rune, it's definitely worth it for him. Rubik might try for the deny here. He's got a lift. No, but they'll still secure it for Moo, and that's a huge gold advantage for that Alk if you can get in that rune. And well played on them. So good start for him, and it looks like he is indeed going to be sitting in that middle lane. Is he rushing a bottle? Yeah, he is. So it's easy to rush when you get 400 gold from the bounty rune at the start. That kind of takes the pressure off you a little bit, and it'll be, as we thought, in a defensive tri-lane here from HGT, but it'll actually be an aggressive tri-lane from Newbee. So not what I was expecting, but they've got some decent damage here. I'm not sure about the kill potential, though. I mean, they've got a lot of slow, but the Banana's lockdown, not the most stable. And the Rabbit's going to need that for the follow-up Earth Spike here, so... Or Split Earth, rather. And they also have Kaka for the nice defensive snowball, if need be, which he hasn't skilled yet. He's holding on to his point. So, could be some action here. We'll have to keep an eye on it. In the meantime, let's take a look at this mid lane. Moo is going to do absolute work against this DK. Although, of course, DK, if he bottle crows, he should be able to get enough, at least to go on. And he's got that rune coming out for, or that bottle coming out for him now. But, so he won't get nothing, but at the same time, Alchemist has a pretty good time against him. That acid spray, super annoying for your Dragon Knight to deal with, as it is for any melee core, and well, he'll do his best to stay in lane, and Breathe Fire will help him get his last hits, but Moo is going to have the time of his life here. Now the offlane, it'll be annoying offlane versus annoying offlane June, spamming those Ion Shells already at level 3, and XGT also at level 3, getting plenty out of this. He's 5 and 3 as well. These two are last hit leaders. Meanwhile, HGT and Newbee dancing around this top tower. HGT pressed very far back, and the vision here is quite nice. They didn't get the D ward on the Dire ward here, though, so Sansheng's movements are being watched, and Kaka has a double damage rune, but he's gone for the level 1 Ice Shard, so no way of really getting on top of anyone right now. Not that they'd like to, because you're getting close, and all of a sudden the Split Earth comes out, the cast comes out, and you're in a bit of trouble. So they'll be content just to farm up ZSMJ for a while, and oh, here we go. No, it's just a bit of harass coming out. Sansheng being annoying, but that's all that'll come of it so far. And back in the mid lane, how are we doing? It's a 10 and 3 DK versus a 10 and 3 Alk, but you know that's favoring the Alk. He's already got a point up in Greevil's Greed, and I'll be interested to see if he ends up rushing a Midas this game. That might be a little too greedy, but it would certainly... I mean, he can get it so early, right? If he's got uncontested farm. Maybe like 4 or 5 minutes. Well, not 4. It's already 3 and he doesn't have it yet, but... oh, he's gone for a Stout Shield and boots. So, yeah, he's not rushing it, but should still have it at a fairly decent time if he chooses to go for it. You know, this top lane, still no action yet. ZSMJ getting what he can. He's actually doing quite well. 12 and 3 on him versus the 13 and 3 Lesh. So, both farming relatively even here. And, so if this lane is a wash, it definitely favors HGT, I feel. Because the aggressive tri-lane is going to mean that these supports really, really don't get a whole lot. Although, I mean, that being said, Pretty Hot and Kaka aren't really doing any pulling. This camp was blocked out for them, so they don't have that option. So, you know what? In second thought, maybe it's not that bad. Snowball onto Sansheng. Splitter comes out, but it misses, and XGT is actually TP'd in for this. He's going to kill Sansheng. Very, very nice rotation from XGT. And that'll result in the first blood for the side of HGT. Sansheng going down. So... that's pretty nice for them, especially given that the mid lane, you're giving a lot to an Alchemist, and he's already up to 1k gold. I really suspect that he'll rush that Midas, because it's too good on the hero. If you can get it so early, it'll pay off so quick. And you get that bonus gold out of it. Well, Rabbit lifted up, tossed back a little bit, but not in range for the Rocket Barrage, unfortunately. But XCT is here with the dive, doing so much damage with this burn, and he will fall. Banana getting very, very low. Will salve up, but that's a 2 for 0 in this tri-lane, and they've rotated actually Kaka around to the bottom, realizing that he's not able to contribute that much, and well, the Phoenix has already got some decent levels. He's level 5, so able to do a lot of work in this tri-lane here. And I really like the decision to rotate him in. It's absolutely paid off. Meanwhile, they've rotated Rabbit. They feel the tri-lane's been lost, and it has, with 2 kills going the other way. So Rabbit will just come back here, sit in the safe lane, and try and get some recovery farm, whereas June will rotate into the off lane up against this defensive try. And I wonder if they'll keep XGT around or maybe switch him out as well. Pretty Hot is in the area. So have a lift ready. June, he's got Surge, and he's going to go for it, but the lift catches him out. Isn't enough into the Rocket Barrage. He runs the other way. He is burning down, though, and the dive from XGT will finish him off. Nice kill. That's a killing spree for XGT. Well played on him. This Phoenix game is going very well, and he's already got his ultimate up at 6 minutes in. Beautifully played from him. Meantime, Banana maybe being caught out here. Nice stun coming out from air, and he will fall. He is getting a lot of healing out, but it isn't enough. And Air will pick up that kill. So it's a 4 for 0, 6 minutes in. And dare we say it's a bit of a repeat of game 1. But the difference is they have this Alchemist. He decided not to go for the Midas. Given how this game is going so far, maybe that's not the worst decision in the world. He's going to stun himself on the high ground, and Kaka's here. This is really dangerous. If they get the shards here, oh, they'll just miss. Unfortunate for him. But wall comes out, and the cask is bouncing quite nicely between these heroes here. Kaka in a bit of trouble. 4 heroes in the mid lane for HGT, and it looks like that'll be the end of it. So they don't get Moo. That's a big deal. But at the same time, they're able to not go down themselves. And as I was saying, Moo didn't go Midas, and given that his team is behind 4 kills in 7 minutes, I feel like that's the right decision. He can't just rely on the fact that he'll be able to sit back and farm for the next 10 minutes. He's got to be ready to do something, and he'll pick up those phase. Meantime, Rabbit going for some recovery. He's second on net worth, actually, or second in last hits, just behind the Darkseer. And Darkseer's going to have done a lot with this early start. He's already got his Soul Ring up and boots. Probably going to be working on a mechanism next. Meanwhile, Smoke up from Kaka on XGT. They're looking for a jump here, but there's 4 heroes from Newbee down in this jungle here. This could be risky, and June is not who they want to catch. He's very escapable. They're going to go the wrong way, too. He sees them. Does he? No, they're going for a different play. No, they're not going to get anything out of this. So they've seen how many heroes in the neighborhood, but they don't want to go in on that. Or do they? XTT sitting around. He does have that egg, and it's a very early egg, but Newbee should be aware. They can see his level, and are they going to go for this? The ward is scouting, and they see him. Nice trap. Completely isolated from the rest of his team in those ice shards, and XTT looking for the nicely placed egg here. But he's a bit isolated from the rest of his team. This is not really the time to place it, so he'll back off. So a bit of excitement there, but no action comes from it. And Newbee have rotated all 5 down here, leaving Pretty Ha alone in the top lane to pick up some XP of his own. HGT still hanging around, though. They really want to catch someone out here, and they're holding all of Newbee in this bottom lane. None of them are farming. They're not getting anything. So winning on the economy battle right now, and Move has come up. He wants a kill here. Pops the Chemical Rage and is looking for a stun. Is he going to find someone? He gets, oh, nice dodge from the Snowball, and now they're going to go on him. Stun comes out from the DK. Is there going to be enough? Nice wall placement. The ultimate from ZSMJ comes out, and beautifully placed egg on the edge of the fight. This is going to clean them all up. Moose protected in the ice shards for now, but it's not going to be enough. He comes out. ZSMJ taking a lot of damage from the Ion Shell, but it's 2 for 2. So it's 3 for 2 so far, and Moo doing a lot of work, but the Breathe Fire from Air will be there to finish it off. And Songjing solo, he may fall here as well. It is going to be a team wipe for HGT. Killing spree, double kill for Air, and oh man, that fight. Perfectly placed egg, perfectly placed call down, catching almost the entire Newbee team. And with that, HGT will take a 9-2 lead here at the 9-minute mark. Let's take a peek here. Wow, look at that climb. I think it's going to keep going a little bit too, but that's a pretty significant drop in the gold graph, and the XP graph takes a nosedive down towards 2,000 in the favor of HGT. And XGT has done absolute work this game. He's 4-1-4. That egg could not have been placed more perfectly, and it secures them a fight. All the heroes on HGT stay alive, and the troubles are rising for Newbee here. I mean, Alchemist, it looks like he may be going for a mechanism, feeling that he needs it. He can get it the fastest, and his team just needs it. But you know, he's the only right clicker really, and If he's going for a mech, then that's further delaying the time in which he can put out some heavy right click in this game. So a little bit risky, but maybe he feels he doesn't have much of a choice. And in the top lane, Pretty Hot just getting his farm. He's level 6 now. He's got a great timing on that and getting everything he wants. He's completely uncontested. Multiple TPs here into the bottom lane. Air is stunned up, but he will stun Moo in return. And these TPs, again, they bring 5 heroes into the bottom lane, and maybe they're baiting HGT in here. They are hiding in the trees, staying far back, but XGT, he does have another egg. This ward is watching everything, though, and so HGT, or Newbee, will back themselves out. Realizing that there's multiple heroes here, not wanting anything to do with it. And HGT, well, they'll be sad they didn't get the fight, but their recompense is being able to claim a Tier 1 tower here at the 11.5 minute mark. And will they go further? No, it looks like they want to wrap around behind the side of Newbee, who have retreated to the mid lane. They're pinging out Moo, who is farming creeps, but not farming creeps fast enough. I mean, he's doing a great job as he can, but this is not a hero who's online early, especially with well, he's actually doing the best he can with this build, not choosing to max the Greevil's Greed, but the question is, will it be enough? Let's take a peek at the net worth. It is actually Moo holding steady with the Dragon Knight, which is just a tribute to how valuable that Greevil's Greed is. But the gold disparity, has it updated? Yeah, it's about 3k now. Finished updating after that last fight. So, and it looks like they may be able to catch out Rabbit here. He's taking tons of damage from this call down, and nice stun at the end, but the TP won't come in fast enough to be able to follow up on it, and that's a killing spree for ZSMJ. Well played, realizing he could go for that kill, and Rabbit can't even feel safe farming next to his Tier 2 tower. That's got to feel a little uncomfortable if you're on the side of Newbee. Meanwhile, Banana, he might get caught here too. Air looking for the stun. There's the ice shards to block him out. Snowball and Walrus Punch to finish it off. And Air will finish that one off. And now they're going to go for yet another tower. And the push is getting scary from HGT. They've still got egg available for XGT if Newbee decide they want to fight this, which it looks like they might be considering. They've brought 4 heroes here. Witch Doctor's still down, and the ice shards come out from Sansheng. Nice dive around from XCT. He wants this. There's the egg. And can they go on it? They're trying, but the call down on top of them. They're all lured into the danger zone, and the egg pops. All of Newbee so low. Jewel will fall. Moo will fall. Only Banana left alive, who went down earlier, and he might fall as well. Can the ice shards come out? No, 13 seconds left. Banana should be able to get away. All of HGT very, very low, but this tower is going to be the sacrifice, and now 2 for 15 at the 13-minute mark. That'll fall as well, and oh boy. That egg was so nice because he was mostly alone, and Newbee thought, okay, this is our chance. We can actually kill this. They started to group up to go for it, and then the call down came out. On top of all of them, they couldn't run away. The slow was way too much. They stood on the burn, and that egg just, again, XTT playing so well on this Phoenix. Setting up his team very, very well, and ZSMJ going for that fighting build yet again. Phase, Aquila, Drums, and Wand. And it's definitely paying off for them. He's now your second in net worth, 1,000 ahead of this Alchemist. And this Alchemist, who has gone for a mechanism, by the way, so as you said, his fighting potential is a little ways off yet. Although the item was definitely needed. Lines being drawn into the bottom lane by HGT here. They want to pick off onto Rabbit, who's farming as safely as he can, and he's just going to TP away wisely, getting Air's movements, getting spotted by this ward here. And he pings it out. He suspects there's something in the air area. Pretty hot will come by. Nothing with the B ward, but they may be looking to just push this tower in. Meanwhile, Newbee smoked up as 5. Yeah, as 5. They're grouped up in the top lane. They want ZSMJ. This will be a big pick if they get him, but he's playing nice and defensively in the trees, realizing no one's on the map. He's really, really nervous. And how long will Newbee sit here waiting? They're just going to go for the tower and decide that they can't find ZSMJ. TPs could come in here, and they are. Smoke up on Kaka. He's looking for the initiation, and ZSMJ ready with the call down. This tower's falling, but it's not falling fast enough, and there's the TPs coming in. May catch out Moo here. The Walrus Punch comes out as well. Call down again on all 5. Moo taking massive damage. Kaka will fall, and the lift comes out onto Moo. He's down. Sancheng taking massive damage as well. Egg placed on the side again, blocking them out. They can't run away, and Banana will fall in the trees.
Double kill.
Oh my goodness, these fights. The duo of the Gyrocopter and the Phoenix has just been picture perfect this game. It's been working out so well for them. That's 3-19, and yet again a massive team fight followed up by a tower, and they can keep pushing. They'll take a tier 2 as well here, and you know what, this is more or less game. I'm not really sure what Newbee can do at this point anymore. They've got basically no potential to kill these heroes. Air is so tanky. ZSMJ is getting tanky. XTT has a Midas, and he's going to just continue to get tanky as he levels up. Excellent strength gain on him, and it feels like they just don't have the damage. I mean, we've had a couple of nicely positioned walls from the Darkseer, but without the follow-up, there's not really much that his team can do. And you got Sancheng, this defensive support. You got Banana, who hasn't really had any space to get off a decent death ward because the egg is always there burning him down. And so it's just really unfortunate. Though I really think the draft was pretty weak from Newbee going for that solo core. And I mean, the Alchemist, he's farming as well as he can, but he's had to go for only the non-greedy build. He's had to go itemize in a way that he's not going to be able to accelerate his farm, or he's not going to be able to really be a presence in these team fights for it feels like a good 15 minutes, if ever. And by then, you think, well, maybe this game just might be over by then, if it's not over in the next 10. ZSMJ, he's going for a BKB, and Kaka smoked up, looking for a pick here. They're pinging out where Newbee are. This ward has spotted them, and they're coming in, trying to pincer them. Are they going to find it? Kaka looking for the jump. There's the snowball. Is there follow-up? He catches them. Walrus Punch comes out to hold him in place, and there's the follow-up. It's an easy kill for ZSMJ, who gets that mega kill streak, and they'll be able to transition this into a tower without too much difficulty. Top lane, Darkseer's trying to do what he can to push this tower, but ZSMJ very diligent with defending. Comes back, doesn't want to give Newbee a single inch of space to come back into this game. He'll make sure the tower's safe, that no gold influx is going Newbee's way, and well, we're looking at a 10k gold lead at the 18 minute mark. The XP, well, it's just above 7,500, and so really not sure with the draft they have that Newbee actually can come back into this. The team fight of HGT when they're ahead is just so strong, and I mean, you've got pickup potential off the wazoo here. DK picking up a Blink Dagger, better able to jump in. He's got a BKB as well, and when these BKBs are popped, well, ZSMJ and Air are both completely immortal for those 10 seconds, because there is no, well, okay, Gyro doesn't have his BKB yet, but when he does, I mean, there isn't a single thing that Newbee can do to touch them during that time. And hiding in the trees here, they want to catch someone out pushing out this lane. Newbee are grouped and smoked. They're letting the tower fall here. June will come in to deny it. No, just push out the lane. Are HGT going to make the move? They don't realize there's a smoke play here, but Air will come in from the back. And he sees Moo, goes for the stun. BKB popped. Here's the egg. Oh, nice. Freezing field to cancel it, but the egg still does come out anyway. Witch Doctor ult doing some decent work, but the snowball will cancel it. Walrus Punch to follow. Moo getting low. That's going to be a 5-man white. That's your GG. Godlike streak on Air. And what a game from HGT. Completely different team, and it all seems to depend on the draft for these guys. I mean, again, HGT get off to the good early start, 4 kills in the first 7 minutes, and from there they just don't let up. And they had great heroes to make that game work. I mean, this draft, you have to say that Newbee had no room for error. They had to make everything work because they were playing a much riskier lineup. They needed the Elk to have time to come online, and with both the Dragon Knight and the Gyrocopter having basically uncontested farm, it's just not good enough. 6-0-8 on your Gyro, 9-0-11 on your Dragon Knight, 8-1-12 on your Phoenix. that's all three of the cores getting just massive amounts of work done. And
there you
well,
have
that'll
it,
be your
ladies
game.
and
So HyperGlory Team take it 2-1, and it was a little sad that the games weren't a bit more even. But I mean, you have to say that HGT played that last game very, very tight. Excellent team play, very, very well placed ultimates, very much clearly in good communication with each other, and well, that's still really nice to see. So with that said, I'm Sindar. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave comments with your thoughts, suggestions for things I can improve. I am just getting started here, so I would appreciate that feedback. In the meantime, hope you stick around, check out some of the other videos I've got up here, and we'll see you soon.